do believe so.
Hiccups. Are you on mute?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Thought you were saying that to your chat.
I wasn't sure, so I...
Oh,
Super embarrassing.
oh dear.
You should be using a Logitech headset. A Logitech headset would never betray
Hello,
you.
everyone. I don't know why all my microphones and speakers decide to change their basic settings, both on Discord and on here, but now you can hear me.
Yay.
People, that one person that's viewing. Hello.
It's me. It's me.
It's you.
It's me. Your wife/mod.
Okay, well, hopefully more people will join us later. Yeah, welcome back to the D&D with the Lore Axe. Last time. Yeah. Dang it.
Last time we slept a lot.
In front of everything else. Let me fix that. There we go. All right, now.
Lots of sleeping.
I'm suspicious of Sammy.
You should be. Should you be? Bum, bum, bum. You'll never know. All right. So, yes, last time we would finished up right before you guys were on the last night of your journey before you had ventured into the forest.
Okay.
So you had not had any issues so far. You had met Sammy, a character who was in the helping in the thing. Yep.
The convoy.
Convoy, yeah. Words escape me sometimes, but that's fine. Yeah, he was helping in the convoy, and the rest of you were doing your guard duty. And so far, not too much has happened, besides a poor mouse getting eaten that only one of you saw.
Oh, man.
Yep.
And the trauma lives on forever in your heart.
Yep.
I had forgotten about that until just now. Thank you.
You're welcome. I must, as the DM, it's important to me to remind you of the trauma that your character suffered.
That's true.
All right, so the next morning we are continuing onwards, and yes, as I said, the path starts to veer, well, not so much veer into the woods as the woods expand outwards and become larger and kind of overgrow the path and stuff. There's still a road that you guys follow, but there are now trees all on either side of you. The sounds change slightly from field sounds to foresty sounds, more birds and such. The trees are start off not too dense, but you can tell as the path continues, the trees get denser and closer together, creating a darker forest cover. So far, two of you have gone this way once before, with Orla and Rowan.
Yes.
During the fated poor adventure in which there was a bit of a forest fire. So
just a slight little tiny bit.
Yeah. So you haven't quite gotten as far into the forest as that yet. That's a little further in. So there's gonna eventually you'll come to that part. But as of right now, there's trees on all sides of you. Well, not all sides of you. To the left and right of you, and road to the front and back. The carts continue onwards. The road has become a little more narrow, so the carts are no longer kind of just they can't no longer go kind of side by side. They have to go single file line, because again it's a little more difficult for a road to just cut through a forest. Is there
still area to like walk alongside it?
Yes, there's still enough area on either side of the cart where you could walk by it. It's still technically wide enough that two carts could ride side by side, technically, but it's in case that other people came the other direction, it'd be kind of difficult because it's like just wide enough, and if anyone else was coming the other direction, there would be problems. But B, also, it might be difficult because the road narrows and widens a little bit depending on how the trees are and stuff, and certain larger trees overgrow the path a little bit, so it's better to just go single file. But yes, there's still enough for room for people to walk side by side, or side next to the carts and stuff. The only reason that you would be unable to do that is if there was another cart coming the other direction, in which case you might be pushed off the path into the wooded area a little bit, depending on which side you were on.
As long as they don't get pushed off of a bridge.
Currently, there are no bridges.
We better keep our wits about us now, though. That forest looks tricky.
Yes, the forest definitely could make things a little more difficult. There are people, or there could be
Forests
people
can
hidden.
play tricks.
Yes.
Interesting.
Tricky.
Yeah.
Tricky.
Okay, so as a cat, I feel like I have a pretty decent I'm not great at nature, but can I perceive and see if there's anything in the woods around us?
Okay. You just kind of looking around for
Yeah.
anything that sticks out. All right, that's fine. Then roll a perception check and let me know what you got.
19.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. So you stare out into the woods. You're able to see a decent amount of stuff. There's some animals and things. Forest stuff.
This is a great description.
You see on the edge of your vision a small group of deer that are trying to kind of keep their distance from the caravan, because they obviously don't want to be too close to people. There's a couple of squirrels and stuff running between the trees, jumping between branches, some birds of various descriptions. You don't notice anything that appears to be very out of the ordinary so far.
Okay. Can I cast Speak with Animals? Just to listen
yes.
around and see if there's anything that they're saying, they saw anything weird or anything. I'm not gonna actively talk to them, but kind of eavesdropping.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Yes, you obviously can do that. You have the spell. So you cast Speak with Animals, and you hear some chittering of the squirrels going around oh, did you see that big oak? Yeah, it's a big oak. I hope it has lots of acorns. We should go get some nuts. Yes, acorns. We gotta make sure, we gotta make sure we bury them all over the winter. It's coming up, and stuff of that nature. Pretty much they're talking about squirrel things.
What about the deer?
The deer are right on the edge of your vision, and you are not they're further in the woods, so you can't really hear what they're saying as they are further away.
Shame.
So you can see them, but you can't hear them over the rest of the forest noises. And there's of course many birds talking about the things that birds do when they sing, which is trying to find mates.
There you go. Love it.
So lots of birds trying to find mates, squirrels trying to find acorns to bury for winter.
There you go. Just normal animal things.
Normal animal things. You don't hear anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep. So yeah, Speak with Animals. How long does that last? You might have it up for a bit. I don't think it's super long, but
I think it's I'm not sure. I think it's an hour.
Yeah, something like that. I want to say it's an hour or two. I don't remember exactly, but you'll have it up for a little.
Isn't Speak with Animals until a long rest?
That is in Baldur's Gate 3 and not in actual D&D.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Yes.
You
Does
can
not
talk
let
to
us
animals
that
for 10
long.
minutes. Oh my god. That's not enough time to talk to animals. What if you're trying to talk to a sloth?
Well, then you better hope you
That
can
is a
finish the
good
conversation in 10 minutes, or you have to cast
Or
it
you'll
again.
have to cast it again.
Yeah. Sorry.
Like-
I realize Baldur's Gate 3 gives it to you until your next rest, but Baldur's Gate 3 does a few things a little different than actual D&D.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'll make sure that he doesn't put any sloths in your path.
Suddenly, you run into a sloth.
And then the sloth runs away and disappears because it was never there and it was all your imagination.
Yep. No, there's no sloths. Don't worry about
Why
that.
are we hallucinating? Is there a spell?
Yes, you all ate bad berries and are now hallucinating.
The hallucinating sloth spell?
No.
You will also all have the runs for approximately 24 in-game hours.
Nora's gonna be riding in the front.
Yes, we'll continue the actual game. All right. So you guys are wandering along. Squirrels doing squirrel things, birds doing bird things, normal animals doing normal animal things, as Real Ken Masters, our viewer, puts it. So you said you were riding in the front store?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you like riding in the front wagon there, or are you like walking in front with the front wagon?
Walking.
Okay. Just was curious. All right.
I've got the right flank covered.
Sounds good. Oh yes, Pie. Or Clover, I guess. While you have speak with animals up, you could also speak to the horses if you wanted. Not
Yeah.
slash
Like
mules and stuff, but
I mean, yeah, are they like saying anything right now? Like,
no, I mean none of them are saying anything. I'm just letting you know they're also animals that are around.
you're so right. I'm gonna go make conversation with the horses.
All right.
Or mules or
There's a couple horses and a couple mules. They're all pulling slightly different wagons, and some of them are just there's a pack mule with the group that's just kind of traveling. That's not have a wagon of their own, so you could kind of don't know which one you want to go talk to.
well, let's talk to the pack mule. I feel like the other ones would be exerting themselves too much. They won't really have the energy to.
Fair enough.
Talk.
Fair enough. They are going to be all pulling wagons. All right. So you kind of walk over to. Do you say anything to the group that's traveling with the mule, or do you just walk up to the mule and start talking to?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go up to them and be like, "Hey, I can talk with that animal.
Oh, okay.
Can I talk with your mule?"
I guess that's a bit of an odd request, but sure.
I have it going right now, and I want to make the most of it.
All right. Sure. I guess that's fine. Here's our mule.
Okay. Hi, mule. What's your name?
My name's Mule. They just call me Mule.
Well, that's not very creative. Do you want a new name?
I mean, usually I'm the only mule that travels with this group, so it's fine. But I guess if you want to give me a name, I could have a different name.
What if
It
I
looks
name
like
you?
a Buford.
Yeah. What if I
Buford
name you
mule.
Sparkles? Do you like that name?
I would think that would be a tad ironic of a name to name myself. As I
what
do
about
not
Todd?
sparkle.
Todd.
Todd? I suppose could be a Todd.
Did they treat you well, Todd?
So they give me food. I get to sleep. They don't push me too hard. I gotta carry
Well, that's
stuff,
good.
but it's not too bad. I'm pretty strong.
Good. They never put too much on your back.
I mean, they did a little at the beginning but I kicked it off and they learned their lesson.
Well, I'm glad you taught them a lesson.
Yep.
I don't know how much more we'll meet again and everything, but I'm sure I'll come by and talk to you more
Okay.
whenever I have this spell up and running. I don't know. You got anything else you want to talk about? I'm sure you don't really get to just have conversation.
Grass around here is pretty good. Tastes fresher.
That's good. I mean, It is kind of by the forest and everything.
Yep.
That's good.
It's better. It's pretty good.
Alrighty. Thanks for letting me know that, Todd. If I'm ever around, if you need to chat, just come.
Yep.
I don't know, bump me and I'll cast my spell.
Yep. You can do that, and you can call me Todd now, I guess.
Alrighty, sounds good. I'll let you people know.
Okay.
Okay. And then I tell them, I said, "Hey, his name is Todd, by the way."
Oh, okay. We just called him Mule, but I guess we can call him Todd now, since that's his name.
Yeah, I was just talking with him, and he was mentioning how you guys just call him Mule, and I just told him it would be nice to have a name, and he said, yep, and so I gave him a name.
Oh.
We agreed on Todd.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess Todd the Mule then, guys. He's Todd now, and they all just kind of, oh, okay, I guess, all right.
Okay, my work here is done. I'm gonna go back and join the rest of
You
my...
have named a mule Todd.
And that's it. That's all I needed.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So as you continue to travel throughout the day and get a little further into the forest, you start to see the remnants of the forest fire. Unfortunately, there are still some burnt stuff, and the good news is that the forest is starting to grow back. There's new trees growing, and you see like more plants and stuff. And as the nature does, it regrows. So while there's still some remnants of the forest fire from a few months ago, it's definitely starting to grow again. And there's definitely animals in the area once more. So things are getting better in the forest from before.
The trauma has made my memory a little hazy, and I'm needing a bit of a reminder about my adventure with Rowan.
All right.
Store's gonna go up to Rowan and just curiously be like, "What happened here? Do you know?"
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
Permission to review
Okay.
what happened.
Yes.
Rowan is just
Orla
gonna
and
like
Rowan.
absent-mindedly just keep his eyes off of the wreckage.
All right.
Remember, it was
All right.
sad.
I'm going to interject and go over to remind you what happened between Orla and Rowan on their mission. So they were on
Having
a
a flashback.
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Orla has a flashback. So Orla and Rowan were out together on a forest mission that spiraled out of control due to a sudden storm. They were investigating new water sources for the guild, when all of a sudden an incoming lightning storm started a fire. They couldn't save all of the forest animals, but they managed to save some. But it was still traumatizing.
All
I
right.
still hear the screams
flashback,
of those I could not save.
We're dying!
No, they're animals. They wouldn't have talked.
Door just sort of goes back to the front after Rowan doesn't want to talk about it and just be like, well, things happen, I suppose. Just nature. And then just
Rowan is definitely...
keeps the...
Rowan is uncharacteristically silent because of it.
Fair enough.
I feel like as...
We never did find a water hole.
It's true. You didn't. You never ended up finding the water hole.
We failed.
Oh, no.
It probably
We failed
burnt up
every
in the
part of
forest
that
fire.
mission. I carry the guilt with me.
I feel like as resident bard of acquaintances with everybody, close friends with none, I probably heard about like really vague details about a forest fire that happened.
I mean, it wasn't just the two of them. It was a group that went off with them. So the general mission details would be kind of known amongst the guild members, including like all of you. So you kind of know general basics of what happened. You just don't know the exact details. You just know that they went
Probably
out.
don't know exactly like who was all there and everything either.
Yeah.
Store is just going to... Store is just going to put a heavy, hearty, hand on Rowan's shoulder and just sort of give it a squeeze and we can pick up the pace of the caravan a little and get out of this area.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll just give like a little nod.
All right.
I love that we have the two gentlest giants possible.
So far.
So
I'm
far.
excited to see them in battle.
Yes. All right, so you continue onward. The forest fire wasn't that large of a forest fire, and it has been several months. So the area of the forest that is still looking not great is not very big. So you get through it after a couple hours. And eventually that's kind of it was fairly close to the edge of the forest when that happened, so we'll get past that and approach midday, and it's a little more difficult to set up a little temporary camp area for when it gets to be the evening time, because there isn't just you can go off the path onto a field and set up a fire. So you kind of are pushing on during the afternoon, looking for a bit of a clearing for the evening, rather than just going to push on till it gets too dark to travel. So as the afternoon continues onwards, eventually you come kind of mid to starting to be late afternoon. The sun's not setting yet, but you find a bit of a opening that's set, like kind of cleared away a little more, that's big enough for the carts to move off the road a little bit, so that you can stay there for the evening without causing too many problems. However, it's going to be a little more close quarters than it was in the previous few nights, as again there's not as much room as it's being in the forest. So the carts are all kind of pushed together a lot more than normal. The fire is a little bit smaller, so it takes up less room. There isn't going to be as much like revelry and whatever going on around, and less of a party atmosphere and more of kind of a, okay, we're actually traveling now, get our food in, head to bed, that kind of stuff. So there's not quite as much going on. There's still a little bit of there's still a little bit of music and stuff. I mean, you are traveling with a group of musicians and jugglers and whatnot, so they still are going to be like practicing their stuff, but they're not like putting on as much of a show as they had been the last few days either.
All right. Well, I'm guessing we'll probably still have to do watches.
Yeah,
especially now that we're in more dangerous territory, if anything.
Yeah, so as the sun does start to set, because of the trees, it becomes dark a lot faster than it does on the road the previous few nights, as the trees are blocking the sun a lot sooner than obviously the fields were. So as the sun starts to set, it becomes dark a lot faster, and you can tell once it's like past that point, the darkness is a lot. It seems closer almost because of all the trees that are all around you and such. So as opposed to being able to see further distances for those of you with dark vision, you're kind of stuck to the closeness of the few trees that are around you.
Should the dark vision people have the darkest watches?
That would make sense.
Well, Rowan is a pretty heavy sleeper, so he likes taking the first watch, because then he can just sleep through the rest of the night.
Yeah.
So I can do
the second watch.
Yeah, Clover can take one of the darker ones. They have dark vision, so.
Okay, so.
I feel like half elves should have, right? Or maybe they don't.
Do I? I don't know. Thanks. Help.
Half elves do have dark vision.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Okay, so I think I've been taking second or third, and either one's fine.
Yeah. Wait, Store. Does Store have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So the only one that doesn't
is me.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So either right now or early morning.
Yeah.
Alrighty, time of Rowan.
All right, sounds good. Okay, well, everyone, as the fire burns down kind of to embers, what is Sammy doing? Is Sammy going to stay up at all a little later this time, or is Sammy going to bed?
I think Sammy's going to stay up at least through the first watch, most likely.
All right, sounds good.
I'm going to go off and sleep a little on my own. I'm still feeling rather melancholy after
Okay,
our trip through the wasteland.
How far alone are we talking here? Just like...
Not in the forest, but just a little ways off from the rest of the group.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Before
me and Dappleby.
Okay. All right, what were you
I'm
saying,
less
Store?
enthusiastic than other nights, but hope to sit
Yes.
next to Sammy at the fire, if there is one.
right before Store heads to bed, he's going to go sit next to the fire with Rowan and Sammy just for a little bit.
Okay.
And he says, Rowan, I don't know perhaps what happened, but perhaps this may help. And Store is going to take a little bit of his block of incense and just get a little piece off and sort of sprinkle it almost like near the fire, just so there's like a little bit of smell, and just be like, I find meditation or praying to perhaps whatever you believe in to be cleansing. Take your
Thank you.
time. And then
Thank
I'll just get up and go to bed.
Okay. All right. So, Sammy, is there anything you specifically are doing at the fire then?
I think Sammy's just kind of picking at the fire.
All right.
And then he's going to turn to Rowan and kind of go, you know, I don't mean to be eavesdropping, but sounds like maybe something you went through, and if you want to talk, I just want to let you know old Sammy's an ear here to listen.
Aye, well, not exactly a happy story. Got to see the life leave a squirrel's eyes. It's rather horrifying, actually.
Wow, yeah, that sounds tough. If that's what you're thinking you're going through. That's tough, man.
Just not being able to do nothing is a different feeling than I'm used to.
Yeah, I suppose it's only within your power,
Growing up so strong, usually I'm leaned upon to fix such things, but not that time.
Yeah, everyone's strong in different ways. You can't be expected to be strong in every way,
Yeah, I suppose. Can only hope to work on my mental strength.
A friend of yours was telling me the other day that there are all kinds of things out there. What do you think's out there? And Sammy's just going to kind of do like a long stare out into the darkness.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, are you actually going to make a perception check or just kind of generally stare?
Sure.
All right.
Sure. I'll say that he gives it the old college try. Let's see here. That's going to be 12.
Okay. So you kind of gesture out, and what do you think's out there? And look out into the darkness. And as you do, you notice a couple of things staring back at you. You see three pairs, perhaps, of yellow eyes staring back towards you. Orla, you would probably also be awakened by the sound of something sniffing at you.
I've jumped up out of my bed and I'm stealthily making my way over to the fire.
No, there is something actively sniffing at you.
Oh, around me?
Like around you.
Oh my god!
Because you slept separate.
Like touching you.
Yes, you slept separate from the group.
Like a dog.
But this is why I asked how far away you were from the group. Because guess what?
Wow.
It's wolves.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh,
How exciting! Alarm!
So, Orla,
Whatever the alarm is.
yeah, you're off by yourself a little ways away from the fire, having one like directly next to you, sniffing at you while you're sleeping. Sammy and or Rowan, you're gonna have three wolves that are kind of menacingly growling and starting to come into the firelight a little bit.
Oh, jeez.
So in total, there are 4, and that are coming out of the forest towards you guys. And the rest of you are asleep.
Okay, it's been long enough to be asleep.
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
This wasn't like right after you went to bed.
Yes, yeah.
I'm just gonna turn to Ro and I go, kid, is this something we gotta warn your group about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wolves are kind of growling.
Those are not friendly eyes.
Yeah, no, they are not.
Any on the caravan, was there any like a dinner bell or something near us?
They don't have a specific bell, no.
What about
However, at this point, I would like those of you who are awake to roll initiative.
Damn it.
Hey.
Yep. No, these wolves are not just gonna stand by and allow you to run off and do something. Baby, can I have a
They've
piece of
not
paper?
made any sort of howling noise.
Yes, there was a little bit of a howling noise, which perhaps those of you who are asleep would hear. What is your passive perceptions, everyone, again?
Do you need a pen?
What is that again?
It should be on your character sheet.
The
Oh, your
passive.
Passive
Wait a
perception,
minute.
it's right at the...
It's your flat wisdom.
Yeah, it's the one right at the bottom underneath all your
Passive
stuff.
wisdom
Yes.
perception?
Yes, that one.
Oh, 13.
Okay.
That is
Plus
also
wisdom, plus-
13.
Well, I mean, okay, so Orla, you're already awake because there was one literally like sniffing at you, and because
Yeah.
half elves.
But I'm not making any sudden moves.
Yes, so you are
Yeah.
awake, but you're still like in your bedroll and having one kind of sniffle around you a little bit. The other 3 are currently kind of at the edge of the firelight by Rowan and Sammy. Store,
Mine is
and
14, by the way.
Clover. You guys would kind of hear the wolves. The ones by the fire are the ones that were doing the howling. So the 2 of you would hear that. Yeah, you're not far enough away that it would. But you guys are gonna just kind of wake up. But again, you're a little bit of a distance, so you're not going to be able to like. You're going to roll initiative, but you won't be able to like be right there immediately.
Quick little
Maybe I can
retcon.
Yes.
Your passive perception is not your straight wisdom. It is 10 plus your wisdom modifier.
Well, yes.
So, that brings me from a 13 to an 11. So that
Yes.
makes a difference.
It does.
So where am I looking for my initiative?
So initiative is going to be at the top next to your armor class. You will roll a d20 and then add whatever numbers in your initiative. So
yeah, that's a big fat 0.
Yes, yours is 0 because your dexterity bonus is a 0. So you'll just roll
Mine's
a
a
d20
1.
and then tell me what you roll. But we'll go in order so I don't get too confused here real quick. So Pi, what can I get for you? Your initiative.
A 5.
Okay. Then we got Orla.
13.
Okay, and then Rowan.
14.
All right. And then Sammy.
Sorry, this initiative?
Yes.
23.
Okay, dokie then. And
Holy
Store.
crap.
Nice.
Well, am I awake? Am I in the fight?
You did hear, yes, you did. It
Oh,
was
okay.
loud enough that it woke you up. You're not like not hearing it. It was like a wolf
Cool.
howl. It woke you up.
Wonderful. Also, retcon the retcon. It's your passive. It's 10 plus your perception
Yes.
modifier.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
All right, so what you roll for initiative, though?
I rolled a 5.
Okay.
Name these.
All right, hold on while I roll for the wolves.
Ooh.
Are they as a pack or individual?
They are individual.
Okay.
You guys are level 1. Wolves are an individual fight.
Okay.
All right, let me see.
I know there's a new pack damage mechanic.
Well, we're not using the new
Is it
rules.
possible that there's more of them than there are of us, and so we're kind of screwed right now?
I
Wouldn't make our first encounter.
I'm not.
Be
Gonna,
one that
yeah,
would-
I'm not trying to kill you
Okay.
guys.
He's not that.
There's only
if I
4. There's only
I'm just
4
wondering if I
wolves.
should
That we
send
see.
Appleby to go see how many there are from above.
Yeah.
Mm.
As far
Still probably smart.
Orla, as far as you are aware, there is a wolf sniffing around you, and you
Yes,
heard
one.
another one howl. Rowan and Sammy, you just see 3 of them. One of them for you howled. You guys are unaware of the one around Orla.
Understood.
And Stora and I just heard
And you
howling.
you guys
We've just woken
heard
up.
howling. All right. Well,
Time to fight.
all right.
All right, here we go.
Unsurprisingly, with a 23, Sammy will in fact be going first.
That'd be a high dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay. So for my first move, let me see. I guess Sammy's gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull a dart out of the pocket and we're just gonna throw it at one of the wolves.
Okay. Then roll your attack with that, please.
That is going to be a 23 to hit.
That will definitely hit, yes.
And
All right, Sammy with the high dex.
that is going to be 7.
Okay, so directly in front of you are the three wolves. There's
Oh,
the one in,
hold on. Sorry. Rolled the wrong thing.
Okay.
Thing. It's only a 6.
Okay, so there's the one in the middle, and then one on either side of them. So there's 3 kind of like next to each other. Is there anyone you're aiming for? Because I need to keep track of which one you hit.
For sure. Are all of them kind of focused directly on the fire, myself and Rowan, as far as I can tell, just
As far
looking
as
at
you
them?
can tell, yeah, they all kind of have like come up and like trying to figure out what's going on and seen you guys and are like, oh, there's like food here.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw it to... I'll say I'm going to throw it to the one on the right.
All right, and how much you said you did? 6?
6.
All right, sounds good. So you throw your dart and it lodges into the wolf's kind of shoulder area, and he gives light of a. Next up is in fact the wolf you just threw the dart at.
Oh.
So he is going to kind of rush forward and kind of try and bite at the person who just threw something at him, which would be Sammy, and that is an 11. Does that hit you, Sammy?
11 does not.
Okay, so he attempts to kind of run forward and bite at you a little bit, but you dodge out of the way. The wolves rolled 2 of the wolves rolled fairly well, so the one in the middle is also kind of going to run forward into the firelight a bit more and attempt to attack you. And because both of them are attacking the same person, they get advantage because of pack tactics. So that is a 13. Probably still does not hit you, but we'll see. Does it hit you, Sammy?
13. You said 13?
Yes.
No, it does not.
All right, so the middle one kind of lunges towards you as well, and you're just kind of like backpedaling out of the way a little bit to try and keep out of the wolf's jaws. Next up, we have Rowan.
All right. I'm going to kind of, I guess, look around to see if there's anybody else up, anybody in danger because of this. Can I do like a...
Yeah, you can definitely do that. I will let you know that it's been like a few hours, so most people would have probably gone to bed already, so it's unlikely that anyone's still up, but if you want to like specifically look around, you definitely can.
I guess I'll take out my great axe then.
Okay.
Just kind of get straight to it.
All right. Yeah. So there's the two that are kind of up by Sammy that have tried to kind of bit him, and there's the one that's still kind of a little bit at the edge of the fire.
All right. Well, I guess I'll swing at the one by the fire, kind of opposite of it, to see if this can maybe knock him into the flames a little bit.
All right. So that. Sorry, no, the one that's like at the edge of the firelight, rather, not the fire. Sorry. So that's the one that's still furthest out. The two that are by Sammy would be the ones kind of closest to you.
Oh, then I'll definitely go for one of those then, so that I
Okay.
don't need to move too fast.
All right, sounds good.
This is a
So do you want to go for the one that has the dirt sticking out of it, or the one that doesn't?
the one that doesn't.
Okay. Please roll to hit the wolf.
That is a 10.
That
I think.
is-
Hold on.
Okay.
The attack bonus doesn't add on to a roll, right?
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does. 12.
12. Okay, unfortunately, a 12 is not enough to hit the wolf. So
Okay.
you swing at the wolf, but it kind of nimbly dodges out of the way as it clearly saw it coming a bit.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we have Orla.
I'm going to need you to talk me through this.
All right.
So I'm pretty sure I'm going to use a dagger.
All right. So currently, you are lying down. There is a wolf kind of sniffling around your pack/you a bit. So you can either kind of like stand up and stab at it with your dagger, or unless you have
trying. Yeah, go ahead.
Unless you have you also have your cantrip of poison spray if you want to do that.
Do smart.
Yes.
Yeah, that would come in real handy. I don't want to make such a sudden move that he'll bite me before I have a chance to hurt him.
All right.
So how do I use my poison spray? I see no
Okay.
numbers.
All right. So poison spray. Yes. Well, let me.
I'm very excited about this.
All right. I'm pretty sure poison spray. Let me look it up in the player handbook again, real quick, because we should have written a page for it, but we did not.
Looking it up in player handbook. Looking it up in the player handbook. Andrew forgot to figure out what it was, so now he's looking it up in the player handbook.
What is in...
Yay!
Here
I like
we
the
go.
little tinkle.
All right, poison spray. All right, so you will roll a d20 and add your spell modifier to it, which is, let me double check.
There's this spell modifier.
Okay, so that your spell attack bonus. So it's +5 for you on your character sheet. So if you look on your spell list,
Spell
so it'll be
list.
the third
Is it on the
page.
front page?
It's the third
Third
page of your character sheet.
Okay.
So
Spell save, spell bonus attack, so +5.
Yes,
Got
+5.
it. Okay,
So
so,
you
I add
roll-
5 to a roll.
yes, you roll a d20 and add 5 to it.
16.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I misread it. The creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, so you do not roll to attack. I roll to save. Sorry, I misread that.
Okay.
All right, so now the wolf has to make a Constitution saving throw, and they have to roll higher than a 13, or they will take damage. All right.
Got it.
All right. The wolf rolled a 1, so they are definitely going to fail that.
Fail.
So they will now take. You have to roll 1d12 poison damage. So you have to get a d12 and roll it, and then add the. Well, you just roll the d12 and then you don't add anything to it, and they take the damage. Mumbles Jr. Oh no, we did not make the creature or the pictures with AI. They actually made them on Hero Forge. And yes, critical failure of the part of the wolf. All right.
First crit fail of the game.
Yep. Hey,
I don't think
just
we've had
by an
crit
enemy.
success yet.
Better than a crit fail by one of you guys.
So am I rolling again?
Sorry, you roll a d12.
Yeah, I got a 6.
Oh, I did not hear you say that. Okay, so the wolf takes...
I didn't say that. I didn't know where we were.
Okay, sorry, yes. So the wolf takes 6 poison damage as you spray poison at him, and he does not see it coming because you thought you were asleep. Hence the 1, probably. So he kind of gets sprayed with poison, and his fur and skin singe a little as he just kind of yelps back and go, yeah.
Run, Daffleby! And I run toward the fire.
Okay, that's fair. Unfortunately, the next action is the wolf that you just attacked.
Does he have to attack me?
What?
Does he have to attack me now?
He does not have to. However, he is not close enough to the rest of anyone else to attack them. And you just sprayed him with poison. So, yes, he is in fact going to attack you.
How poisonous is this poison? It's not doing its job.
The bad news for the wolf is that he rolled another natural 1.
Yeah.
This is not a very good wolf. It was not
It
was not expecting fighting back. It was expecting to like grab your pack and run away. So it's just like you spray poison at it and it yelps and kind of leaps towards you, but can't really see where it's going because it's still dealing with the fact that it's in pain. All right, next up we have Pie and Store, who both rolled 5s.
I'm going to guess that Pie's dexterity is much higher than mine.
Yeah.
Yep. So Pie
It goes by initiative. Adding.
Clover.
Yep. All right.
I
Pie.
get a +2 to initiative, so I think that's.
All right, Pie. What are you doing?
Well, I'm okay. So I'm prone. Are you counting me getting up as my?
No, I should. Yes, I will, because you guys are sleeping. So yes, getting up is half your movement.
Okay. Well, I have feline agility, so I can double my speed for a turn.
Okay, that's fair. It's still half your movement, so it's just going to be. You'll have your normal movement then instead of.
That's fine. That'll get me out to where I can see them, right?
Yeah. Yes. Your full movement would get you to where you need to be. Yes. However, that means.
And that would.
Yes.
That's a bonus action.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I don't remember. You should. You guys got to remember what you can do. I don't remember everything.
Remember your own character.
No, I'm just saying movement in general.
Oh, yes. Movement in general is not an action, but I don't know what your cat agility thing is. Is that a bonus action, or is that just a thing you can do?
It's just a thing I can do. Your reflexes and agility allow you to move with a burst of speed.
Okay, but you just can't use it again until you stand still for a turn. Okay. All right.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Starry Wisp.
Okay.
At the one that's still shrouded in darkness. I'm within 60 feet, right?
Yes, you definitely
Because there's
are.
two that are like...
You chose to sleep within 60 feet of the caravan we're protecting.
Yeah.
Okay. Look.
Yes, you could have looked out the back of the wagon and been within 60 feet of them. You didn't need your feline agility if you're going to use a ranged attack.
Well, I just wanted to get out of the caravan in case I terribly nat one and then I set it all on fire or something.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a nat one on a cantrip turn into a fire of the caravan, but
this caravan's on fire.
All right. What does Starry Wisp do? I do not recall.
Oh, I make a ranged spell attack, and then it takes 1d8 radiant damage and emits a dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Okay.
So if I hit the wolf, then it emits a dim light.
All right. So currently, you see the ones around the fire, and you hear Orla kind of yelling about Daffleby needing to run, and see her kind of running towards the fire. You have dark vision, so yes, you can see the wolf that is coming from the direction of Orla, as well as the two that are right by the fire and the one that's still kind of on the edge of the firelight. Which one would you like to go toward?
Of the firelight.
The one that's on the edge of the firelight? All right.
Yeah. I got a 16.
That will hit, yes.
Awesome. So 1d8. And I don't get any bonuses on that,
Nope.
do I? 2.
2. Okay. Well, hey, at least you hit. All right. So you recite your cantrip's incantation and send out a little bit of floaty star that kind of goes towards the wolf and strikes the wolf, and he kind of gives a little bit of a and is now slightly glowing.
Yeah.
So you can now see the wolf
now.
lit up a little more by the edge of the fire. Store, what are you doing?
So Store does definitely not sleep in the same area as Clover.
Okay.
So when I get up and, just sort of grab my sword,
so
I don't know which one I see first necessarily, but...
Alright, so because getting up is half of your movement, that means you normally have 30 feet of movement per turn, correct?
Correct.
Alright,
correct.
so you're only going to have 15, which is not going to quite be enough for you to get to the wolves. So you will have to use a dash action if you want to get to the wolves.
Can I...
Unless you have a ranged
Can I
ability.
if I see... I have a ranged weapon, but I probably didn't grab them if I'm...
That's fair. Yeah, if you're sleeping, you probably would just grab your sword and run.
I'm gonna just sort of then go ahead and run towards Orla if I see her that she's like running towards the group.
Alright, yeah, she would have been she's making a noise and you kind of see her running towards the fire a bit, so yeah, you can definitely run towards that direction.
Yeah.
If you are you using the dash?
I'll dash, yeah.
Okay, alright, so yeah, you're able to get to kind of Orla's general vicinity, kind of next to her a bit, and you can see the wolf that's just kind of a little bit behind her, trying to nip at her heels a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because
Orla, behind me.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Alright, so last is the wolf that was on the edge of the fire, just hit by the starry wisp thing. He's a little bit confused about why he is now faintly glowing, and is just like looking around a little bit confused.
It's the rapture.
Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, okay. The wolf is, however, not confused enough to, not realize that he's being attacked. So he's going to kind of rush forward into the firelight with the rest of the group and just go after kind of the nearest thing he sees, which in this case would probably actually be Rowan, based on what Rowan did last turn. So they are going to roll to hit you, which is going to be an advantage because there's multiple people or wolves next to you. That is going to be a 23 because they just barely didn't roll a natural 20. So that will definitely hit you unless you have much higher armor than you should.
My armor is only a 14.
Yeah.
Blew me out of the water.
Okay. Yep. Well, you're lucky it didn't roll a nat 20. Otherwise, you'd be taking a lot more damage. You take... Alright, so you
An
take
amount of damage.
6 damage, Rowan.
Oh.
And you must succeed on a DC 13 saving throw or be knocked prone.
A DC
13 strength saving throw.
Okay, strength saving throw.
Yes.
So I roll, get a 13, and then what's added onto that?
Your strength saving. That's at the top. It's under the saving throws. You should have.
Yeah.
If it doesn't say anything, then it's just whatever your strength bonus is.
So 13 plus 4, 17.
All right. Well, it's definitely above a 13, so you do not get knocked prone by the wolf.
Yeah. Yikes! But that took out almost half my health.
All right. Yeah. They rolled pretty well. So.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah. You're lucky that didn't roll a nat 20. Otherwise, that'd be even bigger chunk of your health. All right.
I mean, every group of characters, including villains and monsters and wolves, has one who's really clumsy and just misses every attack, and then the guy who makes up for that.
Yeah.
Where does he hit me?
So yeah, he lunges forward and kind of comes up behind you as you're fighting the two that are next to the fire, next to Sammy, and kind of just bites you in like kind of the back of the leg area.
Oh, okay.
Hence why it's so painful and does a lot of damage, because it's like right in that meaty part of the back of your leg.
Yeah, I'm gonna just like, it's gonna take me by surprise.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like reel back and just yelp in pain a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not my turn yet, but I'll
Yeah,
react.
yeah. All right, so now we're back up to the top with Sammy.
All right, so it sounds like all three of these wolves are now basically next to Rowan and I.
Yeah, so there's two that are kind of next to you, and then there's Rowan on the other side of that, kind of batting at him, and then there's the other wolf on the other side of Rowan.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to. I'm just gonna punch one of these wolves. Let me go ahead and punch
All right.
the one that I hit at first.
Okay.
Here.
Time to punch some wolves.
Yeah.
Oh, that first one's gonna be an 8.
That is not going to be enough. Yeah, so you attempt to kind
All
of
right.
punch out towards the wolf, and it just kind of backs up a little bit out of where you thought it was going to be, and you unfortunately do not strike the wolf.
Okay, and then as I'm going to use my bonus action to do an unarmed strike.
All right.
That's an exactly same 8. All right.
All right, well, then you kind of lash out with your other arm, and unfortunately, again, the wolf is already expecting it as they just saw your last attack and just kind of, you unfortunately miss.
Oh, these wolves have hands, everybody.
All right. Now, the wolf that you were just punching at gets to go, and it kind of glances around a little bit and sees it's kind of surrounded a bit now, which it isn't super happy about. But it's still going to, as you're trying to punch it, it's going to try and nibble at you a little bit. But it did not roll very well. Yeah, that is definitely not going to hit you. That is only an 8 as well. So many 8s. All right. So the wolf kind of tries to bite at you after you launch a couple of punches towards it, and you are able to nimbly dodge out of the way. The wolf is then going to kind of attempt to move away from you and Rowan, which gives you and Rowan both an opportunity attack as it kind of tries to back out of the firelight a little bit. So yeah,
Okay.
Rowan.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Okay, well, roll your damage, or roll the damage dice, and then double it, and then add whatever you're supposed to add to it.
All right.
Nice, we got our first crit failure and our first crit success in the same.
Yep.
Andrew, are we rolling double the dice or just doubling the roll?
Oh, we're just doubling the roll. So roll the
You got
dice, and then double it, and then add whatever you're supposed to add to it.
Okay, perfect. That's going to be... So the base roll is a 6, so that's going to be 12?
Yes, and then whatever you add to it.
Yeah, it's a 12.
Okay, 12. All right. So yeah, you give, as the wolf kind of tries to back away from you, you give it a one more like almighty punch as it's kind of moving out of the way, which it's trying to move, so it doesn't see coming, and you solidly kind of clock it in the jaw area. Rowan, you also get an opportunity attack if you would like.
An opportunity attack on
The wolf.
the one he just punched?
Yes.
The one that just bit me, is it still like holding on?
No, it's not like currently. It's kind of like bit through and then let go.
All right, then I guess I'll take the opportunity attack.
Yeah, this isn't part of your normal attack, anyways. This is a separate thing. So.
Okay, then I'll just swing my axe at him while I still got it. Yeah. Let me roll. That is a 19.
Okay, well that definitely hits. So roll for damage.
1d12. 6 damage.
All right, so is it just 6 or 6? Was that what you rolled, or?
It was 4 plus 2.
Okay,
So 6.
all right, so 6. All right, so you're able to swing the axe and the punch as this wolf kind of like moves, and you just both clock it, and it's just like, oh, and kind of starts, instead of kind of slowly slinking towards the edge of the fire like it was maybe going to do, it kind of just starts running a little bit further away from you guys, and is definitely trying to get out of the fire area. It seems like this wolf may have realized they bit off a bit more than they thought.
Nice.
All right, next.
Or like they couldn't bite off more than they wanted to.
Next up would be the wolf that is still in between Rowan and Sammy, and it kind of, seeing the amount of damage that you guys had done to the other wolf, and kind of seeing that there's blood on both sides, is kind of trying to weigh its options. So it looks like it might also, even though it hasn't really been hurt much yet, it's kind of going to try and walk back out of the firelight, and going to attempt to get away. So it's not going to attack you guys. It's just going to kind of leave.
Is that the one that got the poison spray? Or
No. This is the other one that's still by the fire. The one that has got the poison spray has not gone yet.
And it wasn't the one that bit me.
No, the one that bit you is behind you and still there. These were the two that were between you and Sammy, and they both like basically cut and run.
Okay.
Or at least the one definitely did. The other was definitely like slinking away a bit more. It wasn't like hurt, so it wasn't kind of fleeing as much as the other one was, but definitely realized the fight seems to maybe not be going their way, in fact. And this isn't just a quick, easy meal. Alright, so next up we will have Rowan. So
Yay.
now it's your turn
All
to
right.
actually do your attacks and stuff.
I'm gonna try out my feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna, after I swung at that other one with the opportunity attack, I'm gonna let my axe fall out of my hands as I swing around to face the one that just bit me.
Alright.
And according to my Tavern Brawler feat,
Yep.
I should be able to hit him with an unarmed strike and use a bonus action to grapple it.
That is correct. Okay, so roll for your unarmed strike, which will just be rolling a d20 and then adding your strength modifier.
Mm-hmm.
So roll to see if you hit.
That is a 15.
That does hit. All right, so roll for the damage of your unarmed strike, which I think is higher because you're a Tavern Brawler or
Yes,
whatever.
I get to roll a d4.
Yes.
That's a 4.
Okay, and then you add your strength to that as well, so...
Okay, so 6.
All right.
6 damage.
Okay, all right, and then you're attempting to grapple?
Yes, I'm gonna just grab it by the scruff.
All right, so you need to make an athletics roll, and the direwolf is going to make a roll as well to attempt to escape.
Okay, my athletics roll is a 12.
Okay, he rolled a 3. Plus 3 is 6. All right, so you win. So yeah, you kind of clock him and then use the force that to grab around the scruff of the neck, and you now have grappled the wolf.
Okay. Great.
All
Great
right,
turn.
that is your turn up. All right, Orla, it is now your turn.
I don't know what to do.
So there is still the wolf that it was kind of chasing you down.
Right.
You can see the fire, and the two wolves that were over there ran away. And then the third one that came up and bit Rowan before Rowan turned around and like punched him and then like grabbed him by the scruff of the neck, kind of. So there's still the one that's like right by you that was chasing you and sniffling at you before you sprayed it with poison.
And I can't spray him with poison again.
No, you can.
So there's that, or I could confuse the issue by throwing a fog cloud everywhere, but that would probably be bad too. Confuse us.
Yeah, could.
Or I could just swing at him with a dagger.
That is correct.
I'm going to use my poison spray again.
All right, so I'm going to once again have to make a Constitution saving throw, which it will once again fail. So you will get to roll another d12 and deal your damage.
D12. At an 8.
All right. All right, and then it is the wolf's turn that you just once again sprayed with poison because it goes right after you, which is slightly fitting how that works. So once again, you spray it with poison and it kind of yelps and leaps backwards and then leaps back towards you and, So, it rolled a natural 20.
What?
Oh, Jesus.
Which is...
I thought I put myself between...
So you put yourself.
The wolf in.
Yeah, so you put yourself. So the wolf was next to her, so you can't really force yourself in between her unless she moved back behind you, which would have still given the wolf an opportunity to attack. They were next to each other before.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You could kind of like. Yeah, so that's unfortunately what happened. So we are going to be dealing 11 damage to Orla.
No.
Who does not have 11 hit points total. So unfortunately, Orla is going to fall unconscious.
Okay.
Because you got critically hit by a wolf. All right. Well, it's fine. It's fine. You're just unconscious. You're not like dead or anything.
This is our first battle, and one of us already passed out.
Well, hey, to be fair,
To be expected.
mages do not have the highest health. It happens. Mages are notoriously squishy, especially at low levels. All right. So,
Can I quote you on that?
Yes, you can. All right. So you once again spray poison towards the wolf. He yelps back in pain, but this just seems to enrage him, and he leaps forward and just wraps his teeth around your arm or upper chest area and just rips you down to the ground. I would say you have to make a saving throw to see if you're prone, but you are prone because you're unconscious. So
correct.
You are now, so Orla is now prone with a wolf on top of her. And we will go to Pie's turn.
Help!
Right.
No help. You are unconscious. You hear kind of a pained scream that kind of gurgles out as Orla falls to the ground.
Can I healing word her?
You can.
Or does that not work when she's unconscious?
No, it does. She just does that 0 hit points. Just heal her, yeah. You can definitely do that.
Hey, I was gonna heal Rowan, but I might heal Orla instead. Okay, I'm gonna... Yeah, you're at least still conscious.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm healing word
Okay.
at Orla.
Alright, well, roll to see how much you heal.
Okay, D4 plus my modifier. 5.
Alright, Orla, you temporarily fall unconscious before awaking once more with 5 hit points. And a wolf on top of you still. And the wolf's breath is very unpleasant in your face. And the smell of blood is very prevalent because it's mostly yours. Alright. Orla, Pie, that is a bonus action, so you still have your main action. Healing Word's just a bonus. So you can...
Yeah, I'm gonna Starry Wisp.
Alright, who are you starring wisping?
The one on top of Orla.
I kind of assumed. Alright, please
Oh, wait.
roll.
Why did it roll 2 of them?
I don't know why I rolled 2 of them. Just roll 1.
There it goes. It rolls 1.
What you?
I don't want to say.
Is it bad?
I got a nat 1.
Okay, well, you fire a starry light towards the wolf, and it just kind of, in the extreme distress of seeing one of your friends knocked down and unconscious, even temporarily, you are able to heal them, but the distress causes you to fling your spell quite wide of its target, and it just kind of splashes harmlessly against a tree before fading out. I'm not.
Yep.
I'm not going to make it hit Orla.
Or me.
or
Funny,
you.
though.
Or you. Speaking of Store, it is now your turn.
I'm swinging that sword at that wolf, man.
All right. Yeah. No. That makes sense.
13 to hit.
That. Yeah. That hits. Oh wait. No. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That does not hit.
A 13 doesn't
A
hit.
13 does not hit. The wolf.
Dang.
You swing at the wolf, and the wolf kind of sees the sword coming and kind of backs up a little bit. Finally, not on top of Orla, just kind of like prowling around, staring at you, not seeming to fully realize that Orla is back conscious again. Unless you're like screaming or something, Orla, in which case it would definitely realize that.
No, I've got my wits about me.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I'm going to just, then I'm just going to yell at it.
All right.
Try to intimidate it.
Fair enough. Yeah, the wolf seems kind of nonplussed. It's already taken down one of you, so it's like, yeah, I've got this. I was hurt a bit, but now I took one down. Maybe I can take another.
But it was the wimpy one of us.
It doesn't know that. It's a wolf. It just knows that you sprayed poison at it and hurt it a lot, and then it killed you. So now it's feeling good about itself.
Mm.
All right.
Are these wolves or dire wolves?
That's a good question that you do not know the answer to as a not a player.
Okay.
All right. So,
Have any of them done like a nature check?
nope.
We're a little busy.
They're a little busy trying not to die. Yeah. All right. So up next, we would go back to Sammy. Sammy, there is one wolf kind of a little bit away from you, being held up by the scruff of its neck by Rowan, and then there's the other one a little bit of ways away, over by Orla and Store, who is temporarily took out Orla for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the one that Rowan's got by the scruff.
Okay, all right. So are you just gonna go up and punch it, or?
I'm gonna go up and punch it.
All right, sounds good.
Punch the wolf. Punch the wolf.
Am I,
The wolf.
because he's being held by the scruff, am I flanking this wolf?
You can definitely be flanking the wolf if you want. Yeah, it can't move.
I'll go for it then. Get the advantage.
All right.
Okay, that is a 17.
That will definitely hit.
All right, so that's going to be a 6, and then I'll go ahead and do my bonus unarmed strike,
All right.
which is going to be a 14.
That will hit.
All right, and that's going to take me to another 6, so 12 in total.
Okay. All right, so you kind of zip around to the other side of the wolf and give it the old 1-2 punch to the back as Rowan's holding it, and it just kind of goes. Arr, arr, arr. All right, it looks unhappy as it is being held by the scruff of its neck. As we will now go to Rowan's turn.
All right, I'm gonna throw the wolf.
Okay. Please make
I'm gonna.
an athletics check.
All right, I'm gonna take it by its scruff of the neck and just like kind of throw it as hard as I can towards the tree line, aiming for a tree.
Sounds good. Yeah, please make that roll.
All right. Athletics check.
Yep.
That is a 13.
Okay, yeah, you just kind of take it by the scruff of its neck and hoist it with your other hand, and you give that wolf a pretty good chuck out of the firelight into the tree line, and you just hear kind of a thud, and yeah, that's you don't have dark vision, so that's what you see.
Does it sound like it hit the ground, or did it hit any trees on its way?
It sounded like it hit the ground.
All right.
All right.
I was hoping to like slam it into a tree, but
unfortunately, as you do not have dark vision, you don't have much sight outside of the direct fire area, and
True.
13 is good enough to throw it, but not with like major force.
True.
As it is still a wolf, and wolves are heavy. All right. So then we are going to be to Orla. It is now your turn.
And I attack with Daffleby.
I do not believe that you can use it to cast the help back. Let me double check. How do
You like
familiars
bite or sting or something?
I'm going to real quick check exactly what Find Familiar says you can do with your familiars.
Kieran and I are on different levels, and I don't have the handbook near me.
That's fine. I'm looking it up.
Because I don't think the wolves would see this coming.
All right. Yep. All right. No, a familiar cannot attack, but it can take other options such as the help option and stuff. So it can kind of try and distract the wolf to give you advantage on your attacks, but poison spray is not something you roll, so that would not help in that case. No. But it can't specifically attack a creature, no.
I'm just going to lash out with my dagger. I don't have many others. Okay.
Well, if you use Daffleby as the kind of distracting help action, you can get advantage on your dagger attack, so you could roll twice and use the higher of the two of them. So
cool. So what am I doing?
All right, so you will roll the d20 and add your plus 2 to whatever you roll.
Plus 2 for my dagger?
Yes.
All right, so that is 19.
Okay, so Daffleby comes up behind the wolf and kind of starts floating around its face and like nipping at it and stuff, and it's not actually dealing damage, but it's definitely distracting the wolf while you take out your dagger and stab it into the wolf. Please roll d4 plus 2 piercing damage.
D4, okay. What the hell did you just say? Okay, so
a d4. So you have to find a 4-sided dice. They look like little pyramids.
Got it.
Yep, all right, roll that.
In my head.
Yep.
I got 5. No. Wrong one.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't roll a d4 and get a 5.
Can't roll a 5 on a d4. Got it.
Yep.
I got a 3.
Okay. 3 plus 2, because you get plus 2 to the damage. So that's 5 total.
5.
So, as Daffleby is kind of flying around the wolf, you stab it with the dagger for 5 points of damage, and this wolf is kind of yelps and leaps backwards. It's like, arr, arr! And leaps backwards as you drive its knife into its kind of chest area.
Right.
All right, that is your turn. It is now the wolf's turn. Seeing as you are now not dead, and the wolf has realized it hasn't in fact killed one of you, as it has just been stabbed in the chest, and is now being fluttered about its face by some sort of flying thing that it doesn't like. It's going to attempt to run away, which while it's doing so, you can take your opportunity attack again, Orla, which means you would attack again with the dagger as it's attempting to flee.
Okay.
So you would once again roll the d20 and add 2 to it.
All right. That is 12.
Okay, so that this time is not going to hit as it's running away from you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's going to kind of start running back the direction it came, as any bit of strength it may have had realizing it killed or took out one of its foes, when it realized it hadn't actually done that, it's not feeling great. All right, so all the wolves are gone.
How do we know for
like,
sure?
They flee?
Yes, they were fleeing.
Yeah, they were all running away.
Yes.
Yay!
You have successfully defended against the wolves.
Let's go. I'll pick my axe back up.
All right. Orla, you are very sore and damaged still, however.
I was just gonna say, does anybody need wounds cured? But I think that would be me.
I mean, Rowan's not feeling great either, but you definitely were the one. You were definitely the one that took the most damage in that.
I've got
Fingers
this horrible
crossed,
gash.
like long rest, anyways.
Right,
crossed.
right. I mean, this is the night, so in theory, once you sleep and get a long rest, you will be healed.
Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of like limp a little bit, keeping the pressure off the leg.
Yeah, so Rowan, it's still kind of technically your watch.
All right. What a long night.
Just back to normal, guys.
It's near the end of your watch. It's kind of right at the end of Rowan's watch that this happened, so it was kind of around the time that you were going to get the next person up. But this happened as you were talking to Sammy.
I think I'm gonna sleep next to the crew from here on out.
I guess so. Is it Store that's next?
Store?
Is it either Store or me?
Well, Orla needs to go sleep.
Yeah, I'll take watch.
And then I'll do the next one so we can just wake Orla up in the morning.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yes, you two,
Rowan
please
I feel like I got friends.
go rest.
Rowan is going to be already asleep.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Rowan kind of wrapped some bandages around his leg and then just clonked out.
Kind of passes out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Yeah. So it did not do super well for Rowan and Orla, but the other ones of you guys are mostly fine.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
right.
I'm completely fine. I just expended some spell slots. Nothing else happened.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sammy, what's your whole take on all this?
I guess I'll go up to whoever is awake by the fire.
All right.
And I'll just be like, "Is this an average night for you guys?"
You kind of see,
No.
you kind of see as this is all like taking place that there are a couple of faces like staring out from different carts and stuff too. Like people were definitely woke up from this whole fight thing, but they were staying in their carts. They were not going to get involved. But yeah, people saw.
All is well. Go back to sleep.
Okay, they're gone. The big wolves, they're gone.
Yes, they're gone.
Those were the biggest wolves I ever saw. All right.
And I think Sammy's probably gonna turn in after the fight.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. So, Store, you are by yourself with the fire, and bits of blood around the camp a bit from the wolves and your friends. Yeah. You want to make a perception check to look out into the woods?
For sure. That is a 17.
All right, you look out into the woods, and you see not a whole lot. There's night stuff going on, owls and things. You hear a few more howls in the distance, but it is pretty far away.
Good.
So it seems like if they are the same wolves, they have left and are not in the area anymore.
Good.
All right. So yeah, there's owls around and other night things. You see a possum doing an opossum thing.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, not really a whole lot happening. Is there anything you would like to do other than just kind of look around during your watch, or shall we head to Clover's time?
We can head to Clover's.
All right, Clover, you are awoken by Store, and it is now your turn to do the watch.
Alrighty. I just kind of be like, nothing else happened?
Nope.
Alrighty, sounds good. Go ahead and go out there and look around.
All right.
Kind of on higher alert than I was
Fair
the
enough.
previous night.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Alrighty. Perception check.
Yep.
18.
Okay. Yeah. You look out into the darkness, and you see forest. There are trees. There are owls. There's 3 opossums.
3 specifically?
Yep, 3. Store
Nice.
only saw 1, but there were actually 2 more.
Whoa.
Because you rolled
Great.
slightly higher. Woohoo!
Great. Ooh. Not the possums.
Yep. But yeah, there's not anything really going on. There's just woods things.
Alrighty.
All right, and
Cool.
if there isn't anything you want to do with your time, we will go to the morning.
Okay.
All right, it is now morning. Those of you who had taken damage are feeling better and have your hit points restored and spell slots and such.
Hooray!
I'm still really sore.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Oh, it's mostly in my dignity. Sorry, guys.
I mean, you definitely also got like bit in the chest by a big old wolf, so
I can't feel good.
no. And your leg is also likewise very sore
Yeah.
and unpleasant, Rowan.
I'll check it pretty thoroughly, make sure everything's all right.
All right, yes, I know D&D says long rest and all your hit points are back, but that doesn't necessarily mean everything's 100% hunky dory.
Yeah.
I'll just keep the bandage on.
Yeah.
Nice and safe.
Fair enough. Yeah, so the head of the caravan comes out and says, well, thanks for keeping us safe from the big old wolves.
Yeah, no problem.
We weren't expecting a whole lot. We haven't seen too many wolves in this area, and usually they don't go towards people. That's a little weird, but thanks for keeping us safe.
Oh, that is
For sure.
literally our job. So.
Well, yes, it is, but we still appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Probably just hungry.
Probably. I mean, it is getting to be later in the season, so it makes sense that they would be searching for food.
Despite what they did, I'm glad we didn't kill any of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we should get going for the day. Don't need to stay around here any longer than needs to.
Nope.
So we'll.
Oh, let's move on.
Yeah.
Yep, let's go.
So they get camp cut down a little quicker than normal, and as like everyone wants to get moving, not stay in the area any longer than they need to, and the caravan gets going.
Cool.
All right.
To the next adventure.
Yeah. Anyone want to do anything specific with the day, or a
Are
thoughts?
still in like some kind of burned area of the forest, or is it?
We're out of that.
No, you're pretty much past the burned area.
Nice.
So yeah, you weren't really. Yeah, that was. You would have gotten out of that before you made camp yesterday.
Cool.
You just there's the people today are a lot more subdued than they were during traveling the day before, and there's hushed conversations and things going on between the different groups, and the parents seem to be keeping their children a lot closer and more like enclosed in their wagons than they have been in the previous couple of days after everything that happened, obviously the night before with the wolves. The that the forest is suddenly seeming a lot more dangerous than even the previous day.
Yeah, I'll just, while I'm walking, just be polishing my axe,
Okay,
getting the blood off it.
sounds good. Anyone like attempting to talk to anyone or listen in on any of the conversations or anything, or just kind of continuing to keep their eye out?
I guess might as well just see what I can hear.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good. That would, I mean, that's again a perception check for listening in on stuff without with
17.
All right, so which is there a specific group you're trying to listen in on, or a specific thing? I mean, there's the group of the travelers with the mule that you talked to, Todd. There's the kind of group of traveling minstrel bard people with the jugglers and such. There's the couple of trading caravans that are each kind of their own thing, or a couple of trade
you best
wagons.
know. You best know that all the music people and the things like that, they got tea.
Probably, yeah.
So I'm gonna listen in on their conversation.
All right, so yeah, there's two people kind of in the front of the wagon, like kind of not whipping along, but like pushing along their horse, kind of trying to keep up the speed and stuff. And you kind of overhear them going, "Oh, that was scary. We haven't run into wolves in the forest while traveling in such a long time. Usually they're pretty wary of people." "I know. And did those ones seem bigger than normal?" "Yeah, they did seem really big. That was weird." That's kind of the gist of their conversation, and it kind of turns to just kind of being concerned for their well-being and safety. And yeah, but we have the guards. They did a good job. They got rid of the wolves. They're doing their job. That's what we're paying them for. Yeah, that's true. And they were strong and good at whatever last night. I mean, didn't one of them get bit real hard? Well, yeah, but they got back up. They're fine.
Hey, cool.
We've got aura now.
Yeah, we do have aura. How many aura points did we gain by
I don't know.
That's
That's not a D&D stat.
aura? No, we may not have aura, but we do have an orla.
Yep.
I'm so funny. Anyways, I'm gonna kind of go up to them and kind of just see if they like stop talking about anything, or if they just mention something specific.
Okay,
or anything.
so if you specifically walk up to them, they kind of notice you, and they're like, "Hello, you're Clover, right? You played with us that one time? Yeah, a couple days ago. We appreciate what you guys did last night for keeping the wolves away from all of us."
Oh, for sure, just doing our job.
Yeah. Well, those wolves seemed really vicious. I'm really glad we had you guys around. Otherwise, that could have been really bad for all of us, especially like for the kids and stuff. That would have been terrible.
Yeah, I just hope everyone slept through it.
Yeah, I know we joked about adventure and stuff, but that was a bit too much. And yeah, I hope I'm gonna stick to telling the stories rather than being parts of them.
I was gonna say, what do y'all say about playing some music and trying to get everyone's spirits up?
Oh, yeah. I guess that would probably be a good thing. We can try and sing that. I'll go wake up one of the people in the back so they can kind of sing a bar. Yeah, because we're doing the wagon. We'll have them sing a song and play a bit of a tune while walking around, try and raise some of the spirits. That sounds like a good idea.
Love to join you with that.
Yeah, okay, that would be great. They kind of, one of them disappears into the wagon a little bit, and then a little bit later, a third one comes out with a flute and is like, "I hear you're going to be joining me in playing some slightly uplifting songs to help raise morale a little bit."
Yes, I would love to, and I kind of just like whip out my violin.
Okay, well, I see you're prepared. What is there any specific song you'd like to play, or just kind of general stuff? I mean, there's any number of basic bard songs that you could play of adventures and heroics and that kind of stuff. So you, yeah,
just basic uplifting heroic.
Do we play the ballad of the wolf pack?
They could try to
celebrate
play that. Yes.
our victory.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Sounds
that'd
good.
be nice.
All right.
Sounds good.
Let's roll some performance checks.
Yep, let's go.
All right. Well, that's a very good one for the
7.
Well, your violin.
I'm a little shaken up.
All right, that's fair. So you start playing, and the guy's going on kind of his flute, and he's playing like really, really, really well. And you start going with your violin, and he kind of stops playing after a little bit, and is like, not to be rude, but I think your violin might be out of tune, a little bit. You might.
I'd rather you let me know, so thanks.
Yeah, you might want to. Yeah, it just seems.
Yeah, I'll leave this to you then.
All right, so he's.
Maybe we'll play together later.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, just look into that. I know it's difficult to keep those the strings instruments tuned in the different humidities and stuff. Just yeah. All right, so he's gonna play his flute and sing songs about great adventures and such to the delight of the children, and people start to kind of perk up a little bit, and that seems to be helping morale definitely a bit.
Awesome. Cool.
Hooray.
All right.
Woo.
Woo. All right, is there anything else anyone else would like to do?
I don't really got anything.
Okay.
Just taking it easy for the day.
All right. So yeah, the day continues onwards. You continue to move on through the forest. As you get deeper into the forest, the canopy overhead gets a little more filled in, and it's definitely approaching midday, but it seems almost like overcast, but it's not really the clouds, it's just the amount of trees. So you have entered the even older part of the forest when it has become permanently slightly dark.
All right, I guess Rowan will look around with a bit of awe, just kind of a bit happier than when he saw the burned part of it a couple days ago.
Sounds good.
Just kind of looking at all the details and the...
Yeah, so there is a lot of very old, very large trees as you get deeper into the forest. And the canopy extends overhead, as I said, going over the path. The forest makes it difficult to see very far from the path. It's clear that this has been an effort by the people that keep this path clear, because it is obviously would be difficult otherwise to do so, as the forest is very overgrown and very otherwise very full, so you can't even see that far off the path because of all the trees, not just because of darkness or anything, just because there's so many trees.
Interesting.
So yeah, this is the forest.
Sounds a lot of work.
Forest animals and other things get even louder. There's just squirrels running constantly. Occasionally you see one kind of leap overhead, even from tree on one side of the path to the other, and lots of bird sounds and other sounds of forest and brush moving.
Incredible.
All right.
I'm also looking about curiously because I don't think this is a region I've visited before.
No, you guys would not have gone this far into the forest in your previous missions. This is definitely the farthest into the forest that any of you have been. Most of your missions have been pretty close to the guild and city, and therefore, yeah, you wouldn't have traveled more than probably a day at most, because most of the time you're trying to get there and get the mission done and then get back without doing too much extra work if possible. So yeah, this is probably the farthest that any of your adventures have gone from the city, and yeah, it's definitely a very, very one with nature area. So yeah, Orla and Rowan, you guys would be definitely very feeling a bit of awe and wonder at this.
Yeah, reminds me of home.
Yeah. Because of the fact that it is so dense, as it gets to be a little bit later in the day, it becomes dark very quickly, and it is very difficult and to find a place that is a little bit larger. So unfortunately, there just isn't one. So you guys are kind of just gonna have to camp basically on the road or like very very close to the edge, as even just like a couple of feet from the edge of the road, the forest is very grown up, like grown up to the edge of the road, and it's pretty dense.
Oh, great.
So as it starts to get a bit darker, the head of the caravan kind of calls out, "Whoa, whoa! Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be finding any sort of easy or more open area to camp in. So we're probably going to have to call it, as it's starting to get pretty dark, and we don't want a horse to trip in the darkness and get injured or anything.
I understood.
So we're going to kind of try
Sounds
to...
wise.
Yeah, we don't want to have any horses get hurt. Otherwise, that would be bad for the horses and delay our caravan even further, which would not be good.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna call it here for the night, and we'll just set up camp the best we can. Definitely for you keeping guard of us tonight. Make sure to, since we're going to be a little bit more in a line rather than in a group, please make sure to move around all the wagons and keep a good eye out.
Yes.
Gotcha.
We'll make sure.
Affirmative.
All right.
Great.
So yeah, there's the night is camp set up. The feeling is a little bit better than it was this morning. The songs and a little bit the bard played, and then a little bit of one of the juggler eventually came back out and did some juggling tricks while walking around. So that was appreciated as well. So it's a little bit better, but it's still definitely a bit more somber than it was even the night before. Still just with the memory of what happened last night again.
Mm-hmm.
Still pretty fresh in everyone's mind. So people to kind of stop their wagons and have their dinner and set up and stuff. There's not really, because there isn't really a separate area for it, people aren't really setting up like a fire as much. They're kind of eating their cold food that they have, and kind of sticking in their wagons a little more, because there isn't really a space for a fire, and also people are still, like I said, just a little bit more on edge, so they don't want to necessarily be out in the darkness any more than they have to be.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Sammy's gonna kind of go up to the group and he's gonna be like, I noticed we're gonna have to park a little differently here. As what happened last night, I'd be more than happy to join someone on a watch just to, make sure the appropriate amount of ground is covered.
I do like the idea of having more than one person's eyes open at a time.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a smart decision. So if you want to do that, then we'll have to change up the watch a little bit, because there is 5 of you, and there will still need to be 4 rounds of watches. So if you're going to have 2 people awake at each time, you guys probably will not get a full rest.
But we can...
We won't be...
We'll rest on the caravans during the day.
That's true.
Because you don't get disadvantage until it's been, 3 days?
No, it's... Let's see. Well, you're not, not sleeping. You're not going to get, a level of exhaustion immediately from... It's only when you, totally skip it that you get... I'm going to say...
Yeah, you're going to get short rest.
Yeah,
you can get a long rest from just not doing, heavy activity.
Right. So, yes, you are correct that you could kind of get more of the rest while the caravan's moving if you are staying in one of the wagons while that happens.
Yeah. I'd like to do that.
Okay.
So, like,
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so then
Alright.
you guys will have to set up watch order still again, but this time with 2 people.
Well, I'm always willing to take first watch as usual.
You and Sammy on first watch?
yeah.
Sure. Maybe
Sure.
the way this could work is everyone takes 2 sections at a time.
Yes, that would make most sense.
So I'll take first and second watch, and somebody can take second and third watch, and so on.
That works.
I can get up for second and third.
It's true, I
Perfect.
can do third and fourth
All right.
because of night vision. Well, actually, Rowan, you don't have night vision.
I do not.
I'll stay with Rowan.
I thought Sammy was staying with Rowan.
I'm confused.
Sammy can switch off to whichever, because Sammy also doesn't have night vision.
That's true.
I'm wondering if we should do.
We can do 4 hours and 4 hours.
Well, yes, but I'm hesitant to have Rowan in the middle of the night.
Well, if I take first, is second watch in the middle of the night?
Well, I mean,
Dark.
it'd be dark, yeah. Especially
Second and third would be the most dark.
Yeah, second and third would be the most dark, and especially in the forest, it's all very dark.
If I take first and second, will it still be serviceably light out?
During
For
the
the
first,
first,
somewhat, yeah, a little
touch.
bit, but during the second one, not really. I mean, you're pretty, like I said, it kind of seems sort of overcast even when the sun's up, so it's gonna be pretty dark at night.
Wondering if Rowan and Sammy should take first watch, and then we completely switch for second.
I could take first
Well-
and last watch.
I was gonna say
Idea.
Rowan and Sammy can do first and last.
Does make sense.
And then second and third, I'll be up for second and third.
I will also be up for second and third.
I then will also be up. Second and third.
Alrighty, we'll have
Alright.
3 eyes in the middle of the
Triple
night.
covered.
All right, triple
That
cover.
can't hurt in the middle of the eye. In the middle of the night.
Sounds like
Can't
not
hurt.
a bad idea. Okay.
I'm not going to be sleeping much anyway. I'm having wolf dreams.
Yep.
So that makes sense. We'll do that.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Extra sets of eyes.
Okay. So,
Alrighty.
we'll start with first watch, which is Sammy and Rowan.
Aye. I'm gonna keep my eyes glued on the trees
Okay.
as I walk around.
All right.
See if I can see anything
Sounds good.
while it's still light.
So, yeah, we're going to have you roll perception check. It is still going to be a disadvantage, even with there's a little bit of light out. It's pretty dark with all the trees out and everything. So you're still going to, unfortunately, be at disadvantage.
Perception, that's gonna be a 14.
All right.
And
Bit of a waste of a 19 because that's what I rolled for the other one.
Well, unfortunate. So,
Sammy got an 11.
okay. All right. So, so 14 and 11.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So we are going to have you guys stare out, and 14 and 11 aren't going to see a whole lot. There's so many, like, again, the general forest is just a lot of trees. It's very difficult to see too far into it because of all the trees, and it is dark. You can kind of see bits of the night sky through the tree canopy, and you hear a lot of foresty noises and hoo-hoos of owls and such. Yep. But yeah, you're not really able to see a whole lot.
Alright. Well, I guess I'll just keep making the rounds.
Sounds good. Alright. As you're kind of walking around, you just kind of generally vicinity of the caravan, like I said, they're kind of in a line, so you kind of either walk one side then the other, or kind of do kind of a figure eight pattern between the two. I don't know, whichever you want to do.
Yeah.
And then Sammy's kind of doing an opposite direction one, or I don't know, or the two of you kind of walking together.
I guess we can. Does like an opposite sound good, where we just kind of go opposite directions, meet up in the middle every round?
Yeah, I'll say that's probably pretty good.
Alright, sounds good. So yeah, you guys are kind of walking amongst the carts. You kind of don't see a whole lot. As you're kind of walking amongst the carts, you hear a few kind of mumbles from people that are in their carts that aren't quite asleep, whether it's because they're just staying up for some reason or aren't able to fall asleep based off of what happened last night or whatever. But there's not a whole lot going on that's obviously outside of the ordinary.
Okay. Great. Very much needed change of pace.
Yeah, and eventually your watch comes to an end.
Hooray!
Without the howling of wolves this time.
Phew.
All right. So now it will be the other three of you have woken up for your watch of
Alrighty.
longer times.
Yes, sounds good.
All right. So how are the three of you doing watch?
What do you mean?
How are you walking around, or what are you doing to keep watch?
I mean, kind of do what they were doing before, but have like one person slightly trail behind on one of the
Okay.
sides.
Like each take a different side, or
Yeah.
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 Perhaps we have two people doing like things on one side, and then one person going kind of back and forth and doing.
All right.
That's a good idea.
Sounds good.
We like that.
Store should be the floater.
I like that.
I do not know how well I can float in armor, but I will try.
We need is your effort, big guy.
All right. So the three of you can please roll perception checks.
Right.
16.
All right.
12.
Okay. Clover?
Oh, 8.
8. Okay. All right. So, Clover, you do not see a whole lot.
Yeah.
You seem to... You and Orla are still a little bit shooken up from the night before. Orla,
A little
because,
warbly.
yeah. Orla because she was drastically injured, and you because you just were not expecting to see one of your friends go down quite like that. Or comrades, whatever. Store, you're a little more hardy and able to keep your bearing a little bit, and you're like, okay, this happens, gotta keep my mind on the mission, because that's what you're good at.
Yes.
So, Clover and Orla, you're kind of, wandering around and staring out, and Clover, you and Orla are kind of jumping a little bit at every twig that breaks or stuff, and not really paying quite as much attention as you should be, or could be, perhaps. And whenever, hear bushes rustle or like twigs break or sounds of forest stuff, you kind of are like, oh, you're very on edge, basically. Store, you're kind of, keep fairly doing okay. You're kind of staring out. You see a lot of, trees because of the forest, but also you see in amongst the trees animals and things, a few kind of night creatures, some more possums. I don't know why I'm saying possums are in this forest a lot, but they are.
specifically possum-ridden forest.
Yes, it's very full of possums for some reason.
That's why it's called Possum Forest.
Yeah.
And lots of owls and stuff. You do see a group of deer a little bit further behind the caravan, kind of quickly cross along the path. Just kind of like go from one side of the forest or path to the other, which the other two do not seem to notice because they're at a different part of the wagon or the caravan. And generally, there's just a lot of foresty sounds going on. You hear a few. You hear a howl, a few wolves howl in the distance, but it's still pretty far away. It's not like seeming that close. So there's still like obviously wolves around, but they're not seeming too close to be worrisome.
Okay. Good.
All right. Is there anything you guys wish to do with your hours of whatever? Or are you just trying your best to keep watch and keep conversation to a
Watch
minimum?
and keep it together.
Yeah, fair
Yep.
enough.
It's dark and spooky.
Yep.
It is. It is very dark and spooky. Orla, your injuries itch a bit.
Store will approach Orla just for like a brief check-in of just how are you feeling?
I'm feeling just mostly just bad that I let the team down.
You did
But-
no such thing.
Thanks, Dora. What I'd really like to learn more about is people we're traveling with, but I haven't had a chance yet to really ask about their history.
Yes.
So
The child is quite entertaining.
The child is entertaining. I just have to make sure that Daffleby doesn't eat her.
Oh dear.
She'd be so
Store's gonna
delicious.
reach out to try to like pet Daffleby.
He likes that.
Oh, good. Good boy.
He feels comfortable with large creatures,
All right.
especially large, slow-moving creatures.
I am just as fast as anyone else.
I meant no offense.
Good, good.
All right.
That's about it.
All right. Sounds good.
End scene.
And scene. All right. All right. Yeah. So
Store
not,
continues to walk.
yeah. So not a whole lot happens during your watches, other than just a little bit of conversation here and there, I guess. Yep. There's not a whole lot in.
Yep.
No creatures or attacks or anything of this nature. All the animals of the forest seem to be trying to stay away mostly from the caravan.
I will wake Rowan and Sammy.
All right.
Ooh. I'm up.
Yeah,
I'm getting up.
You awaken rather tiredly and groggily, as you have not gotten a full long rest. So you are a little bit not feeling fully rested. Rowan, your leg still has a bit of a dull throbbing in it from where the wolf bit it.
Gotcha.
How is your leg?
Good enough to walk normally, I think.
Store's gonna just sort of reach down slowly and sort of just touch it and just put like one of my lay on hands points
fair
on
enough,
it
fair
just
enough.
to see if that would help just sort of bring it back to its regular.
Rowan, as Store touches your leg, you feel a little bit of warmth in it, and the ache dissipates.
Oh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rowan's not very
Good night.
familiar with magic.
All right. Well, All right. So, Rowan and Sam, you guys are awake. The rest of you have gone back to bed to get what rest you can.
Just kind of sleepily walking around. Not as alert as I was, but
Yeah. All right.
I'll still make a check.
Yeah.
See how it is, depending on how light it is out.
The sky's starting to lighten up a little bit. It's definitely getting to be that pre-dawn kind of. The sun's not rising yet, but the sky is getting a little bit lighter.
That is a dismal 5.
Okay. Well, I mean, you did say you were kind of not being as whatever as earlier. Sammy, what'd you get? Sammy?
Oh.
So sorry. You cut out there one more time?
What'd you get for your perception?
Oh, sorry. Perception, I have 14.
All right. Did you roll at disadvantage?
Thank you for reminding me.
Because you do
7.
Okay, so we got a 5 and a 7. All right, so yeah, you guys kind of groggily, not used to being awoken this early, and used to getting more sleep in general, are not doing the best job at keeping an eye out. You kind of wandering back and forth amongst the carts. Rowan, at one point, you kind of trip a bit over a bit of a root from a tree that's sticking out into the road a bit. But you're mostly fine. You just kind of tripped because you didn't see it.
All right.
You guys don't really see a whole lot with that low of a roll. You see there's trees. It's dark.
All right.
Yep. It starts to get a little bit brighter out before eventually, it's clear that the sun is rising, even though you can't actively see it through the trees because the sky is actively starting to brighten up. However, there are a lot more clouds in the sky today than there have been the past few days, and some of the clouds are a bit darker as well. It looks like, unfortunately, a storm may be on its way.
Oh dear.
Eventually, the sun's risen and people are starting to be awake and they're kind of getting everything ready to get going. But yeah, it is, unfortunately, as the day starts and the sun's risen, the clouds kind of are continuing to gather and a slow drizzle starts to happen. So it is unfortunately raining just a small amount, not very hard, and there's not thunder or lightning, but there's definitely a persistent drizzle, and even amongst the trees there's a lot of water dripping off of leaves and stuff.
All right.
So because it is getting to be a little after 8. Oh, I was gonna say, sorry, yes, go on.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say we're probably going to finish up pretty soon as it's getting to be a bit after 8, but you can definitely do whatever you were going to say first.
Oh, I was just going to say Sammy's probably going to go around and just make sure, see if anyone needs help getting important stuff out of the rain.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's mostly a lot of the people have been since a lot of them were not out a whole lot the last night because of the wolf thing the previous night, they mostly kept in their wagons as it was, so there isn't a whole lot out, but the few things that they do need help moving, and they appreciate you helping with that. So yes, we will continue with the rainy day next, or probably not next time actually, because I think Pi said she had to skip next.
Yeah, I'm getting my hair dyed. That's the only time that
So
my hairstyle
unfortunately,
can do it.
the 4th we will have to skip, so we will be back on the 11th.
All right.
Sounds good. Bravo, everybody.
All right. Thank you for watching our stream, and we will see you once again for D&D in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.